So, students, good evening to all of you. Uh, as we have discussed earlier, uh, the topic, or suppose the MES-103, what actually we were discussing yesterday class. Today also we will continue this topic or this unit, that is higher educations, the socio-psychological field. MES 103, uh, in this context, suppose if you look the block 3 in this course code MES 103, yesterday we were discussing about the MES 103 from block 3, higher education, the socio psychological field, and today also we also some discussed block 3 and block 4 also, in this today's discussions we will discuss. So, is my voice audible? Nandini, I think Josar Ali have
Yes, sir.
joined. Okay, okay, okay. So, so far concerns of uh, is today's discuss. I will show our PPT present PPT slides. So then, side by side, we will discuss things that to be need to address in the context of our higher educations, the socio-psychological field. Once again, I am repeating uh, the MES 103 higher educations, the socio-psychological field. So I am presenting now the PPT. If supposed to that my PPT will be not visible to you people, then you just inform whether it is being visible or not supposed to that. Is my slide to visible to all of you
Yes,
participants?
sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay. Thank you very much. So far, yesterday concerns we are discussing about what is learning, then what types of learning. Then we discuss also about the factors affecting the learning in this context, higher education, the social psychological field. So even if also we discuss the types of learning, also we are discussing the our last sessions yesterday. Uh, and we also discussed in the last class that the factors affecting the learning, the learner related or means the maturation, motivation, self concept, goals, level of aspiration, interest, attention, study habit. These are the things we were discussed in our last sessions. uh, and teacher related concept here, here it is mentioned here. Also we have discussed that how should be the teacher's role to handling such type of the to the class, so the higher education level of classes. As a teacher of the higher education level, what should be the characteristic actually the teacher should carry before entering the class, and what should be the teacher's personality, suppose related to teacher's communication related, teacher's leadership style of the teachers, interpersonal relationship of the teacher with the learners, teaching styles. So these are the things have to be taken care of by the teachers when a teacher is going to be teach in the higher education level. So yesterday we also discussed about the teacher, how what type of the methods would be taken out for the teachers into the higher education level, the nature of tasks, teaching it also, the structure of the discipline we were discussing the last. Even if also we also need address, we also given the addressing about the environmental related. So physical environment and the socio-emotional climate of the classes also we were discussed in the last class. And also we also discussed the approaches to the learning, the classical condition and operant conditions we were discussed. We were also discussed about the social learning like the information processing, constructivity approach, humanistic approach. We were discussed in the last class, and we are discussing in this depth novel level what is the classical condition and what is the operant condition and what is the constructivist approach of the learning. So these things actually we are discussed in our last sessions. Social learning approach also we are discussed, information processing approach also discussed, constructive approach, humanistic approach form. These things we are discussed. Okay. So and along with this, we were also discussed the special learner. Wow. What is the provisional safeguard provisional educational safeguard provisional is there to be addressing the special learner in the classrooms of higher education level at the higher education level. These things also we are discuss some of the things, and we also distinct what should be the taken care of it for taking the taken care of the suppose the special learner or special to students in the normal class. Suppose that the de-installations also we are discussed, integrations, mainstreaming, inclusions we are discussed in the last class. And uh, even if we were also discussed that how to take in concern for the children with special needs. We were discussed that teachers should be become sometimes the counselors should become sometimes guided, given by the instructions for them to taken up to measurable taken up for the betterment of the special learner. So these are the things have to be taken care by the teachers when the teacher is handling this type of the special children in the classrooms. So so even if we also discuss about our Rehabilitation Council of India 1992 suggestions, we discussed 1995 suggestions, we discussed. We also discussed about the People with Disability Act in the 2016, the new and the last one of the Disability Act 2016 where it was come. So according to their 2016 suggestion, what the NEP has taken up for the handling, suppose the special level children or special level learners in different level of education means the supposed to that secondary levels or school educations or maybe higher educations. So so far conference actually NEP 2020 they have given suggestions to that um, that we have to integrations of the technology in education for handling or for better nurture of the special learner in a normal classrooms. We have to give in different type of assistive technology. If you do suppose or if you know suppose to that suppose uh, if I will discuss the what type of the assistive technology have been taken up after the given suggestion by the NEP 2020, if you will know that suppose the virtual reality here 360-degree virtual reality, the we have things or suppose to that uh, different type of the suppose the language instructions model for the blind children or blind learner supposed to that or deaf learner or deaf children for that. So these are the things actually, but even in the augmented reality, if we talk, these are the things have taken up for specially supposed to that how do we taken out the special children to the mainstream students or mainstream of the education. So these things have been given suggestions by individual. And as a teacher perspective, as a teacher also, when we will perform the teacher for higher education, we have to taken up these type of the technologies or assistive instructions to better handling the our special type of the learner in our classroom situations, normal classroom situations. So some of the emphasis on inclusive educational practices I have given here or in my the PPT slide, you people can see this that what type of the emphasis have given by a suggestion given by our NEP 2020. First of all, one of things it is clearly noted down here that universal design for the learning. We have to learning the principle of learning or approaches of learning or strategy for learning as such like that that there should be not be feel like that the learner, special level children, that they are actually deviating from the mainstream education, or they are deviating from the normal classroom transactions for the students. So that's why it has been clearly mentioned one thing, as per the suggestions by the NEP 2020, that universal design for learning UDL, it has been clearly mentioned. It has clearly here written here. I have written here that educators are increasingly adopting UDL principles to design flexible curricula that accommodate diverse learning needs, ensuring accessibility for all students. So, dear students, we have to give in such type of this universal design of learning systems so that the we can accommodate really betterly the special level children to the normal education system or normal classroom situations. Collaborative teaching methods have to be taken up by the teacher where teacher taking the classes for higher education level. So the partnership between general and special education teacher is fostering comprehensive support system within mainstream classrooms. Another that our you know the I think you people know that there is a one national curriculum framework there teacher education NCFT has already come out in this year of the 2013 after 2013 in the year of 2013 the national curriculum framework for teacher education. You know the national curriculum secondary education there, national curriculum for the school education for there, so among national curriculum for primary education or as like this national curriculum also teacher education. What should be the curriculum will be there according to the sub NCFT 2023. What should be the syllabus? What should be the what should be the pedagogy method should be taken out for the teacher training program so that after becoming that the teach to the permanent teacher or maybe the suppose the regular teachers, these type of the skills when the students will take in during this B.Ed program or DLED program or maybe suppose the M.Ed program, he or she will implement in his professional practices. So for concerning this also, there is also suggestions NEP 2020 that national curriculum framework teacher education program for inclusive, especially inclusive education. Suppose if we'll talk about, you know that there is special education program also been running in our country. So this for these special educations that been approved by the Rehabilitation Council of India RCI, special educational B.Ed program also been running in our country. So they are giving suggestions that what should be the um, teacher studying course of studies or course of program will how will be look like for suppose the special B.Ed training program. Here it has been mentioned that specialized training program efforts are being made to be equip educators with the skills necessary to support diverse learner, including training in inclusive practices and the use of the assistive technology. It means that suppose when we will be frame out, suppose 2 year special educational B.Ed program. So such type of the program, such type of things should be included. Whether the different diversity of the learner will be get the with the good skills and good educators. It should be ensured. Are you getting my point? Even if the use of the assistive technology should be incorporated to for the special education program when we will be frame out the different syllabus or suppose the model or maybe suppose a method or yeah, course of study. So this would be taken care of it when we will be planned or will be planning for this actually. So yeah, there is one another initiative has been given suggestions that capacity building initiative have to be taken up for the special education B.Ed program. The capacity building initiative have to be taken care by the when the during the or during the special education course. What are the capacity building initiative have to be taken care? Now workshops, continuous professional development program are being implemented to enhance teachers' competency in addressing the unique needs of students with the disabilities. Are you getting my point? So far concern about the capacity building initiative, workshops and continuation professional development program are being implemented to enhance teacher competency in addressing the unique needs of the students with the disabilities. So our workshop CPD, you know that the NEP 2020 has given suggestions that a teacher, he may be or she may be any level of education program if he or she be serving. Suppose maybe school education, maybe supposed to that, supposed to the higher education, he should or she should have the 50 hours of the continuous professional development program. He should or she should have to be complement during a year of the sessions. So in a year, a teacher have to be taken the training of 50 hours for continuous professional development. Are you getting my point? So for the 50 hours of the continuation development program have to be implemented or have to be taken as a serious note of the teacher of all the teachers as given suggestion by NEP 2020. As like these hours, our special teacher education program for our special BEd program, there has been also clearly mentioned, or there has been a clearly stated that the workshop and continuous program development program are being implemented to enhance teacher competency in addressing the unique needs of students with the disabilities. So disability students also have to be gone through all the workshop or continuous professional development in the to better competency of the teachers or teaching skills. And another here that for the special able children, in this now the discussion is context always now it is being touched up to all the things related to the our special able children or special children. Okay, so here it has been mentioned here social, emotional, learning, and mental health support. One has clearly mentioned here that social, emotional, learning, and mental health support. So, what type of the social emotional learning would be taken place if we are providing what type of the mental support we actually giving to the students for the special children. As like here, it has been clearly one pointed here that is ACL programs. ACL program. What does it mean? The ACL program means that schools are integrated ACL into their curriculum to help students to develop self-awareness, self-regulations, interpersonal skills which are crucial for their overall development. So, schools, whenever we are planning for such type of the curriculum for the special able children, we have to integrate the ACL programs so that student will definitely develop their self-awareness, self-regulations, interpersonal skills by this ACL program, which are very much crucial for the overall development of the special children. Okay. Then second one is that the mental health initiatives. There is one main point is there, mental health initiative. What is this about? Recognizing the importance of mental well-being, educational institutions are providing support services, resources to address the psychological need of the student with the disability. It has been noted, it has been clearly mentioning this that we as a institutions or as a stakeholder of the institution, suppose as a teacher, we have to taken care of the suppose such type of the mental health initiative to strengthening their mental support of the special level children. Okay, so the special level children to taken to have to be taken care of by the different mental health initiative. So importance of mental well-being, educational institutions are providing support services, resources to address the psychological needs of the students with disability. So these things have to be taken care of it. When we will handle, suppose or we will nurture the special level learner in also the higher education. The participants, once again I am repeating one things that what the discussions have started yesterday or even that is now, it is all about related to our higher education system. In the higher education level, the how we have to take up the learning styles, learning strategy, learning concept for the overall development of the higher education level of learners. So there is a one another things it is no mentioned that enhanced collaborations and advocacy. Another is noted down here, or mentioned here, enhanced collaborations and advocacy. What is this? In this collaboration and advocacy, it is discussed that parental and community engagement should be there. Parental and community engagement should be there. What is the parental and community engagement? Now, there is a growing emphasis on involving parents and communities in the educational process, ensuring a supportive environment for students with special needs. So once again, I am repeating this line that there is a growing emphasis on involving parents and communities in the educational process, ensuring a supportive environment for students with special needs. It means that sometimes we have to be involved the parents of the special able children so that we can strengthening our teacher our educational environment or learning environment in our educational system. So that's why here it has been clearly one thing mentioned is that we have to take in care the parental and community engagement should be taken out. And another is there is the non-governmental organizations. What is this? Now, organization like the National Center for Promotion and Employment for Disabled People, NCPEDP. Once again, I am repeating, National Center for Promotion of Employment for Disabled People, NCPEDP, National Center for Promotions of Employment for Disabled People are actively advocating for disabilities right and inclusive policies contributing to systematic change. So, to give in the employment or to give in the better life, the government, a organize like a government, a constitution, a organization's name is the National Center for Promotions of Employment for Disabled People. So students, here NCPEDP are actively advocating for disability rights and inclusive policies contributing to the systematic change. So, once again, I am repeating the National Center for Promotions or of Employment for Disabled People are actively advocating for disabilities rights and inclusive policies contributing to the systematic change. So, NCPD is working for the giving the right for the disability learners, and it also giving the suggestions, the inclusive policies for our educational system. Okay, and so that as a result, this NCPDP contributing to a systematic change in our education system, or all, especially in higher education. Now, here is a curriculum framework for integrated special and inclusive teacher education program. There is also a normal teacher education program as like this. There is a one curriculum framework for integrated specials and inclusive teacher education program. So the Rehabilitations Councils of India, you know that yesterday we had mentioned, or I have mentioned, that it has been as a, acting as a statutory body under the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment Government of the India. So this RCI, we are talking the 1992 policies, 1995 or 2016, the provisions in the different year, it has been come out by the Rehabilitation Council of India for the special children or special able persons. So this RCI actually acted as a statutory body under the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. So it is a solely responsible for regulating and monitoring professional development and other training program in the field of the disabilities. So, students, RCI revises its syllabus from time to time, keeping in the view the national goals so that the learners undergoing the programs are tuned to the country's current trends and future requirements. So this RCI revises the special inclusive teacher education program time to time, keeping in the view the national goals so that the learners undergoing the programs are tuned to the country's current trends and future requirements. So RCI, this Rehabilitation Council of India, must develop a curriculum to prepare teachers to teach children with the disabilities. So once again, it is a very good point. We have to note down that Rehabilitation Council of India must develop curriculums, and such curriculum will be given help to prepare teachers to teach children with a disability. It means, suppose the special education, the teacher education program have to be prepared such type of the curriculum should be developed, whether and where after completing this special education program, The teacher educator when become with the fully prepared teacher or for regular teachers or maybe teacher of the any schools, then he or she can betterly handle or betterly teach the children with the disabilities. So special and inclusive educations for children with the disabilities is becoming a demand in a contemporary society. Special and inclusive education for children with the disabilities is becoming a demand in contemporary society. Hence, Rehabilitation Council of India, in addition to special education program, has also been supporting the development of programs for inclusions and sustaining the general education of children with the disabilities. Dear participants or students, once again I am asking whether my PPT is visible to all of you or not. Any of the participants, please given the response that whether the my PPT is visible or not.
Yes, visible.
Okay. So so for the special educational teacher education program ISITP, it means that teacher education program or integrated teacher education program for disabled or for special educational program. As you know that in upcoming days, it has clearly mentioned NEP 2020, National New Education Policies 2020, that the teachers training program will be 4 years durations. You know that at present, the five RI, Regional Institute of Educations, RI Bhubaneswar, RI Mysore, RI Bhopal, RI Ajmer, RI Shillong, under the constituency of NCRT New Delhi. These five institutions running supposed to that 4 year integrated B.Ed program, BA, B.Ed, BSc, B.Ed, and along with the 2 year B.Ed program. But nowadays, so many institutions have been come up or taken good initiative to start the 4 years teacher training program as per the suggestions given by NEP 2020. It's not only the our government general education or the government B.Ed institutions, also the private institutions in our country also going has been successfully run to 4 year teacher training program. But it not a, it's a big number. But in upcoming years or upcoming days, it will be enhanced the number. And if you look or if you know, if you inquiry the national important institution like the suppose NIT, IIT, IIM also they are also been taken up 4 years BSc B.Ed program. If you know that suppose IIT Bhubaneswar, they are now they are running 4 years BSc B.Ed program. Even if the IIT Kharagpur also they are running BSc B.Ed progress. Maybe some days later or some day later they will run also the BSc, BA B.Ed or BCom B.Ed. So my concern is that what will be the course of studies for the 4 years teacher training program? It has given the suggestions by our NEP 2020. So like the way also the 4 years integrated special B.Ed program also has given suggestions by NEP 2020. And this it is given here ISTEP program. So what does it mean ISTP program? Its program aims to be prepare teachers to teach the children in various educational settings, especially special and inclusive educations. So here we are talking about our special integrated teacher training program. And this program will prepare the human resources to acquire content knowledge and pedagogical skills to teach all children of multiple level, including general educations. So, dear students, the program will prepare human resources to acquire the content knowledge and pedagogical skills to teach all children of these multiple levels, including our general educations. It includes specific and generic skills, including transferable global skills and competencies that ensure comparable learning levels across the institutions, colleges, or universities. And it also helps the students for further studies, employment, and citizenship. It means that integrated special teacher education program will give opportunities to the students for further studies, employment, and citizenship. And according to the RPWD Act 2016, if you look, that's their suggestions here, chapter 3, there, educational section 17C. If you read about the draft or the details, statement, official of the official form of the draft, according as per the RPWD Act 2016, chapter 3, education section 17C states that the teachers should be trained and employed, including teachers with disabilities who are qualified in sign language. So teachers should be trained and employed, including teachers and disability who are qualified in sign language, Braille, and teachers teaching children with intellectual disability. It means the RPWD Act 2016 has given suggestions that in the teacher training program, such type of the course of studies should be framed out that the student teacher of this particular that special education program will learn about the braille sign language, so that when the teachers will enter the professional life, so he or she can betterly handle the special able children in that particular school, or maybe the colleges, or maybe any higher education institution or any school system. So that's why the RPWD Act 2000 given suggestions that we have to be prepare such course of studies or such skills or such program to be included in our special education program, so that the when a learner will come after completion of the B.Ed program or D.El.Ed or M.Ed, that he or she can betterly handle the special able children in his or her classrooms. So, teachers training institutions must ensure full accessibility and reasonable accommodations to encourage applications from persons with disabilities to get admissions to the course. So, as a teachers training institutions must ensure full accessibilities and reasonable accommodation to encourage application from person with disability to get admission to the course. Suppose the teachers training colleges, as like our colleges, general colleges, teachers training colleges, where only the general B.Ed training program is being run successfully, 2 year B.Ed and 2 year M.Ed program, our Navakrishna Chaudhary College of Teacher Education, Angul, under the affiliation of Utkal University, Manivir, Bhubaneswar. And so, when we will assess or when the special level children will taken admissions to our general B.Ed education program, As a teacher studying college, we have to be taken so many measurable accommodations, reasonable accessibility, so that it will be by default we be encouraging the students who are giving the form fill up or giving the applications, person with disabilities to get admissions to the courses. So here it is discussed about the inclusive educations. Here we are discussing the inclusive educations. So before going to the inclusive educations, dear students, I am just breaking for 15 seconds time. Then we will resume our sessions after 15 minutes. So students just wait for the 15 seconds. Then we will continue this slide with our valuable discussions. So students, uh, after some second of break, uh, I will continue on the discussions. So we are discussing about that what should be the teachers training program should be framed out to deal suppose the specials, uh, special children or special level of learners. These things actually we are discussing. So uh, is my PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay. So here actually we are discussing before some seconds of break that what the RPWD Act 2016 Chapter 3 Education Section 17C, what they are stating that the teachers would be trained and employed, including teachers with the disabilities who are qualified in the sign language and braille, and teachers trained in teaching children with intellectual disabilities. So, hence, it means that teachers training institutions must ensure full accessibilities and reasonable accommodations to encourage applications from persons with disabilities to get admissions to the course. So, here, what are the provisions the RPWD Act 2016 have given suggestions to towards the inclusive educations. Here it has been mentioned in this slide that provide inclusive educations to the children with the disabilities. Means we have to be included the inclusiveness or inclusiveness in our education system to handling the childrens with disabilities. So that's why it has been clearly mentioned one sentences that provide inclusive educations to the children with disabilities. And another what is has been mentioned or suggestions we people may say admit them without discriminations. It means we have to accept them the inclusive educate or the special children special level to teach to students without uh, discriminations. So we have to be provide the education and opportunities for sports and recreations activity equally with the others. And also suggestions given for the inclusive education that the proper building infrastructures, campus, various facilities should be accessible for the special able children. It means suppose a physical disability student has taken admissions in any schools or colleges or universities. So how the particular the physical disabled children supposed to that can accessible to access the school infrastructural means school classrooms or maybe school offices or maybe the school classrooms or maybe the lab. So in this context we have to be look into the infrastructural system, make building campus and various facility should be accessible. And also it's been clearly mentioned that provide the reasonable accommodations according to the individual's requirement. So we have to be provide the reasonable accommodations according to the individual requirements. It means suppose a blind children for taking care of it, we have to be plan for the suppose the braille books or instructions in the braille form or suppose to that a deep studentship. So for teaching them, suppose a sign language teacher have to be there or sign language instructor should be there so that he or she can connect that what the instructions or what the things is being going on in the suppose classrooms as well as outside the classrooms and also in the as a process of the school system or maybe the higher education system, he or she can betterly experiences if we will give them such certain type of the effort we if we will give into them so that they can betterly develop their understanding towards the education system, they can betterly understand towards the syllabus course of study content. So these are the things have given suggestions by the rp rehabilitations work with disabilities act of 2016. And it also mentioned that detect specific learning abilities, disabilities in children at the earliest and take suitable pedagogical and other measures to overcome that. It has been detected that special or specific learning of disabilities in children at the earliest and take suitable pedagogical and other measures to overcome them. And another instructions is here that monitor participations, progress in terms of attainment level and completions of educations in respect of every students with disabilities. So we have to also the monitor participations, progress in terms of attainment levels and completion of educations in respect of every student with the disabilities. So students here in chapter 3 inclusive educations, it provides transportation facilities to the children with the disabilities, and also the attendant of the children will have high support needs. So we have to be also giving the transportation facilities to the children with disabilities so that they can betterly come to the any form of education system to attend any form of structure of the education, suppose school, maybe colleges, and the children with disability having higher support needs to be provided. So, as per discussions, this inclusive education here, it has been clearly mentioned that we have to be taken considerations these things that admit them without discriminations, provide education and opportunities for sports, recreation activities equally with the others. Even we have to give means well, as when we are giving the opportunity to the normal students, such a thing, such like the things, we have to also provide to them so that they will never feel that they are been deviating from the mainstream educations. So these things have been discussed here in this inclusive education system. And here, one thing I need to address also that what should be the curriculum framework. The things we are also discussing sometimes before that ISITP, Integrated Specials and Inclusive Teacher Education Program. What should be the curriculum framework for integrated specials and inclusive teacher education program in India? In this context, it has been focused or it has focused or it focuses on preparing educators to effectively teach students with diverse learning needs, including those with disabilities. Here is a summary of its key aspects. In this, in this slide also and the looking forward slide, what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about the curriculum framework for integrated, special, and inclusive teacher education program in India. Once again, I am repeating here the curriculum framework for integrated, specials, and inclusive teacher education program in India. It in this curriculum framework summary of the aspects, if we will discuss the objectives, here it has been mentioned the two integrated special educations and inclusive practices into the mainstream teacher training. If we will discuss the objective of the curriculum framework for integrated specials and inclusive teacher education program in India, then we will get such type of education objective that to integrate special educations and inclusive practices into mainstream teacher training. And another one supposed to get objective is to equip the teachers with inclusive classroom. Once again, I am repeating that to equip the teachers with the skills to support students with the disabilities in inclusive classrooms. And the last one objectives to align the teacher educations with the National Education Policy 2020 and Right of Person with Disabilities Act 2016. So RPWD Act short form we are discussing sometimes before that the objective in the last it has been clearly mentioned that to incorporate or to link or to establish the link in between the National Education Policies 2020 suggestions and the suggestions given by the right of the persons with disabilities RPWD Act 2016. So dear students, what I am going to say here that curriculum framework for integrated education, special and inclusive teacher education program in India focusing that how can this curriculum can integrate or can incorporate the NEP 2020 suggestions for special children or special able learners with the suggestions given by the rights rights of the persons with disabilities RPWD Act 2016. So next slide we will see in the depth manner that on the basis of this curriculum framework for the inclusive teacher education program the structure what will be the structure of the program. So the program offers multidisciplinary and cross categorized training for teaching children with diverse needs. So it offers multidisciplinary and cross categorical training for teaching children with diverse needs. And it includes also theoretical and practical components covering disabilities studies, pedagogy, and classroom management. It also includes the theoretical and practical components covering disability studies, pedagogy, and classroom management. It also, this program focuses on universal design for learning to promote accessibility. Once again, I am repeating that this teacher education program focuses on universal design for learning to promote the accessibility. It encourages collaborative teaching models where general and special educators will work together. It means that when we are going to be framework, curriculum framework for integrated teacher education program for special education system or special education program, so we have to frame out in the column of or on the column of or on in the light of that how can we can encourage the collaborative teaching learning models where general and special educator work together. So now if we will discuss here the key components of this curriculum framework for integrated special teacher education program. As we are discussing some few times before that 4-year teachers training program, how would be the syllabus, how would be the um, course of studies, how would be the durations, what would be there. So many things are have given suggestions for national curriculum framework for teacher educations NCFT 2023 that what would be the curriculum for the into 1 year into 1 year BEd program and 2-year B.Ed program, suppose the 1-year B.Ed program, or suppose the 4-year integrated program. What would be the course of studies? What would be the suppose syllabus? What would be the modalities? What would be the subjects will be covered? So such like the things. There is also a gives one curriculum framework that we are that we are discussing now. The curriculum framework for the special teacher integrated special teacher education program. Here also it has clearly mentioned that core pedagogical skills have to be covered up when we will be preparing such type of this 4-year special teacher education program. We have to be taken consideration of the core pedagogical skills. What are these core pedagogical skills? Now, inclusive teaching methods, differentiated instructions, and assistive technology. So, inclusive teaching methods, differentiated instructions, and assistive technology have to be incorporated in the when we are framework the curriculum for the integrated special teacher education program. Also, we have to be component have to be add on in this in the light of this curriculum the disability specific training. Disability specific training. It means in this context we have to be understand the different disabilities. We have to understand different disabilities and tailoring educational and on the basis of this ability, different disability, we have to be we have to be implement we have to be implement the educational strategy also. So internships and practicums, if you discuss internship and the practicums, if you discuss, it discuss that it had hands on the experiences in inclusives and special education internships and practicum. It has clearly mentioned that it has hands on experiences in inclusives and special education setting. So students, internship and practicum, if you discuss as like our general teacher training course of studies program, such like things have to be given emphasize also in our special teacher education program integrated. That how can a teacher education is during his special education B.Ed program will get hand-on experiences in inclusive and special educational setting. And another key components were the use of technology. In the use of technology, it is clearly mentioned that digital tools and assisted device for inclusive educations have to be taken care of it. When we are preparing such type of the curriculum for integrated special teacher education program and social emotional learning. If we call it is SEL, social emotional learning. What it is all about? It is about the strategies to foster emotional well-being in diverse learners. Strategies to foster emotional well-being in diverse learners. So we have to be taken such type of strategies in our special integrated teacher education program so that it going to be foster emotional well-being in diverse learners. It going to be fosters emotional well-being in the diverse learners. And implementation strategy. Collaborations between government, universities, NGOs, and special educational institutions. We have to be, when we are going to be prepare such type of the curricula, we have to take an account on about how we can collaborate in between governments, universities, NGOs, and special educational institutions. And also, we have to give in emphasize also the capacity building and continuous professional development for teachers. It means that how a special able student instructor or teachers he or can enhance his or her own continuous professional practices through her or the academic journey. These things have to be taken considerations when we are going to be planned for curriculum framework for special integrated special teacher education program. So developing the inclusive learning materials and and assessment. Developing inclusive learning materials and assessment. So here we are talking about that what should be the inclusive learning materials should be there, what should be the assessment should be taken out when we are going to be frame out the special level integrated teacher education program. We have to be taken consideration of these things that developing inclusive learning materials and assessment. We also give an emphasize have to be emphasized on early interventions, early interventions and individualized educational plan. So we have to be emphasized on early interventions and individual educational plan. So now the things about the implementation strategy. Suppose we have frame out the curriculum for the integrated special teacher education program, but after the frame out of the curriculum, now should we think about the implementation of strategy. Now means you have to be think about the implementation the strategy. What should be the implementation strategy should be taken out to better implement all these integrated teacher education program in the in the form of the course. So, as per concerns in their implementation strategy, it has been collaborations. We have to be collaborate between government, universities, NGOs, and the special educational institutions. So, dear students, that we have to be collaborate between the university, NGOs, and the special education institution so that we can betterly implement this integrated teacher education program in our country or in our teacher education level of our system. Uh, Even if, as per concerning of implementation strategy, we also develop the capacity building that things we are discussing sometimes before. We also think about the continuous professional development, how the continuous professional development of the teachers will be happen. We have to be also think upon when we are going to be implements this such type of the integrated special education teacher training program in our country. We have to be think, or we have to take in considerations how it is going to be developing the inclusive learning materials and the assessment. The developing the inclusive learning materials and the assessment. And also we have to be giving emphasis on early interventions. We have to be giving emphasis on early interventions and individual educational plans. Emphasized on early interventions and individual educational plan. So now you are talking about the impact and the future direction of this program. What will be the future direction? We have discussed now the curriculum domain. What should be the curriculum for this integrated special education program, and what would be the implementation stage have to be taken care when we are going to be implement, then what should be the taken care of it. These things we have discussed. Now the discussion of it, that impact and future directions. Impact and future directions. Here, it is clearly mentioned or not written down in this slide, that you people can see that it aims to create a more inclusive educational system in India. It has an impact or future, if you direction, if you discuss a future implication, what would be the result, or what would be the impact, or what would be the conclusions, or what would be the result, then we can say that this integrated special teacher education program will be going to be create a more inclusive education system in the country, or in India. It also strengthens the teacher preparedness to address the diverse learning needs. It will be also strengthening the teacher preparedness to addressing the diverse learning needs. And it also align with India's commitment. It aligns with India's commitment to educations for all and sustainable development goals. You know that SDG 4 has given it has already published sustainable development goal. What will be the sustainable development goal? So there is on the among all the goals, there is a one goal. It will be going to be fulfilled by this curriculum, that educations for all. You know that sustainable development goals, there is one goal is clearly mentioned, one, that educations for all. This goal will be fulfillment after this, if our country is going to be introduced this curriculum for curriculum for integrated teacher education program, so that education for all goals of the sustainable development goal will definitely achieve up after being implemented in the educational systems of our India. So students, here strategies, teaching and learning, model of teaching and contemporary approach. If you will discuss another block or another portions in this MES 103 higher educations, the socio-psychological field. So far concern in this context, one is there portion block is that strategies, teaching and learning, models of teaching and contemporary approaches. Here, what the things is that information processing model, Informations processing models. Information processing models emphasize ways of enhancing a human being's inner drive to make sense of the world by acquiring and organizing data, sensing problems, generating solutions to them, and developing concept and language for conveying them. So once again, I am repeating this sentence. So, information processing, the models, information processing models emphasize ways of enhancing the human being's innate drive to make sense of the world by acquiring and organizing data, sensing problems, generating solutions to them, and developing concept and language for conveying them. Some models provide the learner with informations and concept. Some emphasize concept formations and hypothesis testing, and still other generate creative thinking. So, a different strategy teaching learning model are there in our contemporary higher education system. So, such type of this teaching model sometimes that provides the learner with informations and concept. Some model emphasize the concept formations and hypothesis testing, and some models still generated creative thinking. So students, a few of the models or strategy teaching strategy are designed to enhance general intellectual abilities. Many information processing models are useful for studying issues of the self and society, and thus for achieving the personal and social goal of education. So students, the information processing models are useful for studying issues of self and society, and thus for achieving the personal and social goals of education. Now, the what type of models can be taken up in our higher education system? We can discuss. We will discuss here that as like our previous slides, it will move backward. The slide of this course content that before some times we are discussing the strategies teaching and learning, models of teaching and contemporary approaches. The model of teaching or the model of learning has importance in the context of our higher education system. Just as like we are discussing that some models provide the learner with information and concepts, some emphasize the content consummations, hypothesis testing, some still others generate critical thinking. So among all the type of these teaching learning model in the higher education system of education, higher education system or, or system of higher education, the model going to be discussed in our next slide, that concept attainment model. One is that concept attainment model. What it is about concept attainment model? A concept attainment model as developed by the American psychologist, you know that Brunas, in the year of the 1967. Is a very, very good one, a model for our higher education system. So here, that's why it has been discussed when we are strategies or model of the teaching learning in the higher education. One model or this model have to be give emphasized or give to be discussed that Brunner 1966 67 concept attainment model. What this model actually talk about? It's talked about that how we can visualize or how a learner can visualize uh, environment to be a complex consisting of innumerable objectives, events, and the phenomena. Once again, I am repeating the things of the word concept attainment model. This concept attainment model was given by the American psychologist by James Brunner in the year of 1966. What the model is discussing, this model is visualizes our environment to be a complex consisting of innumerable objects, events, and the phenomena. According to this model, means according to this concept model, in the categorize in which we respond to the objects, events, and phenomena in terms of class membership rather than their uniqueness. So, what it is all about? It is about that how a learner can cope up with this environment, how can learner engage in the process of categorizing, how a learner can respond to the objective or event and phenomena. These things is discussed in this concept attainment model actually. In other words, we can say that concept attainment model invent, categorized, and form concept. Categorize means the categorizations is the basic thinking process as it helps us to reduce the complexity the around us. So categorizations is the basic thinking process as it helps us reduce the complexity around us. This process of categorizations has two components. This process of categorizations has two components. What are these two components? If we'll give the name, one is concept formations and another is concept attainment. So if we will split this concept attainment model in these two parts, then we will get these two. One is the concept formations and another one is concept attainment. So dear student, concept attainment model of the James Brunner in the year of the 1967s, you have to be known for better addressing the learners in the higher education system so that we can, as teachers, we can betterly interlink or we can establish a better interlinkage with teachers and the students. So concept hat and model have to be known as a learner. You have to be better understand. You should have the better understand regarding to the concept attainment model. So another model was there, that is inquiry training model. What is it? Inquiry training model. The inquiry training model, it is talked about the inquiry with a belief in the development of the independent learner. This inquiry training model originated with a belief where a teacher is a learner will develop his individualities, and students are usually curious and eager to know and make sense of the world around them. So, dear students, inquiry training model, it is originated with a belief in the development of independent learners, and students are usually curious and eager to know and make sense of the world around them. So, the inquiry training model, the inquiry training model capitalizes on their natural zeal for energetic explorations. The inquiry training model and giving them special directions. So this inquiry training model capitalize the natural zeal for energetic exploration, giving them specific directions so that they explore new areas more forcefully. It is inquiry training model is giving the directions for the learners. And the inquiry training model was developed by the Ricard. So students, Ricard was developed this inquiry training model. So this model actually Ricard was developed by the outcome of the analysis made of the methods employed by the physical scientist. According to this model, inquiry training begins by presenting students with puzzling events. It means when we will give certain problems or certain the what I'm going to say that certain the calculations if I am giving to the students, and if certain I am the level of questions of the higher order level questions, if I will ask or if I will given to the students, then automatically student will inquire by or by themselves that what will be the problematic solutions of this question, what will be the problematic solutions for this particular problem, what will be the calculation of this particular mathematical problem supposed to that. So inquiry training model is going to be give encouraging the students to think upon himself or herself to to overcome a solution of a particular problem. So this inquiry training model was developed by the Ricard. So students, these inquiry training models we can use the opportunities provided by natural inquiry to teach the procedures of discipline searching using a vast number of strategies involving sequencing, ordering, and simply experimentations. Once again, I am repeating this inquiry training model can use the opportunity provided by natural inquiry to teach the procedures of discipline searching using a vast number of strategies involving sequencing, ordering, and simply experimentations. So, dear students, when we will handling the learner of higher education level, as like our concept attainment model we are discussing in the last slide. In this slide, also the discussing here on the inquiry training model. So, as a teachers, we have to be adapt such type of the model for better teaching learning practices in the higher education and classroom or in the classroom of higher education system. So students, if if you want to get the depth informations or depth knowledge or depth analysis of regarding this model of teaching learning model of higher education, you have to be intervene in by individual model through many more references group so that you can have better exposure that is what the actually model is giving the roadmap to us to better handle of the students in the at the higher education level. So uh, last one the model I am going to discuss that the advanced organizer model. Once again, I am repeating that advanced organizer model. What is this about or advanced organizer model? Advanced organizer model is developed by the David Asubel. If you have the suppose the graduation in education or the completed graduation in education, or suppose you have completed the BA program, or maybe suppose the DLED program, suppose I don't know what type of the students participants have been joined in this my classes, but I really expect so dear students this type of model have so this out in your the last qualification of the course, maybe suppose BA education BA program. So students, this model have to be nurtured better way to deal the students for the deal the students better way in the higher education level. So what the advanced organizer model actually? The advanced organizer model is developed by the David Asubel, and this model actually was framed up each aimed at helping teachers organize and convey large amount of information and meaningfully and as efficiently as possible. So this advanced organizer model developed by the David Asubel is aimed at helping teachers organize and convey large amount of informations as meaningfully and as efficiently as possible. So the things what actually we are discussing sometimes before, these things also is here that how we give information meaningfully and efficiently as possible as a teacher perspective, this model is actually aimed. And according to this model, the teachers organize the subject, content, and presents informations through lectures, readings, and designing tasks for the learners to integrate what they have learned. So, my suggestion is that according to this model, according to this model, the teachers the teacher organizes according to this model. The teacher organize the subject content and presents informations through lectures, readings, and designing the tasks for the learners to integrate what they have learned. So, dear students, these advanced organizer models, its primary role is to be master idea and informations. The learner's primary role is to the master ideas and informations. So, dear students, this advanced organizer model, we as taken as a inductive approach, which lead the students to discover and rediscover concept. This advanced organizer provide concept and principle to the students directly. So we have to be gone through detailing about these three types of the model when we are going to be handle the learners of the higher education system, the advanced organizer model, or maybe there's a model of supposed to that uh, what I am going inquiry training model, or maybe the model of the concept training model. So this type of the model have to be taken considerations or have to be known betterly when a student, when a teacher is going to be nurture, is going to be teach the students for the higher education level. So dear students, this is all about my discussion of this session of the class. If student have any doubt or any questions regarding to this discussion or regarding to this my presentation, regarding to this my classes, regarding to our discussions, you may freely to ask. As stated before, as stated in the last class, means yesterday class, I was taught that this is the actually not as like the general classes. This is the class of the your as like the counseling classes. You know that it has been clearly mentioned in your routine that this is the actually counseling class. Counseling class means the classes such type that where the students have gone through the content of materials which are provided by the concerned authority, means the IGNO, and you people have gone through, and after the reading out all the materials or study materials, and what point and some of the points, maybe some of the concept you people have has gone through for the difficulties, and the type of the difficulties or difficulty points or learning point which you have the doubt, we will discuss in this session or in these 2 hours of the classes. But it has been found that very few students have been joined in these classes of IGNOS, and they never they very few students, even very no very less number of students, they are interacting with the teachers and they are asking the questions to the teacher is very less. মানে not less is very going to be not anyone from not a single anyone from your side you are that asking the questions to the teachers is not like that, but it should not be happen because this is the actually the counseling class. It means you have gone through the once again I am telling that you have gone through all the materials, you have read out all the materials, but maybe after read out all the materials, all the content, you have been point out some of the key highlighting that has created some doubts in your mind, and that I these particular points, a particular strategy, key learning points, which had we which is not clear for up to you, that we will discuss in these classes. But it the meaning of the real counseling classes is not going to be defined for the as because you people are not taking the classes as not taking classes as such like the things. So students, please, once again I am requesting to you or giving suggestions to you. Please go through the materials which I am discussing now. MES 103 Higher Education, the Social Psychological Field, Block 3 and Block 4, so that we can betterly interaction in between us. We can betterly interlink in between us, and we then we will have this a better classroom situation or better classroom discussion or healthy discussion. We will can organize in between us. So, dear students, the block 3 regarding MES 103, higher education, the socio psychological field related things I have discussed in these 2 days, and there after tomorrow we will discuss the block 4 or is the context of this MES 103 higher education, the socio psychological field.
सर काली क्लास हबो कि
Yes, kali amaro tomorrow kali amaro kali class hobo. Same exact same time. The 5:15 time will be start the class, and it will be going on up to the 7:15.
सर
So
शेड्यूल
that's
ରେ
why.
नथिला तो
Yes, yes.
शेड्यूल ରେ टाइम नथिला तो काली सेति ପାଇଁ ପଚାरନି
Okay, ମାନେ କାଲି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହବାର ଟାଇମ୍ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି, କାଲି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହବ, ଡେ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି।
काली दिया है ही नहीं 10
सर
तारीख ଅଛି
सैटरडे संडे इग्नोर क्लास बंद ଥାଏ।
सैटरडे संडे क्लास बंद था इग्नोर रे।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
sir.
ओके ओके, आई
ଆଉ
हैव टू
ଗୋଟେ
बी।
କ୍ଲାସ ଅଛି 10 ତାରିଖ
यस यस यस।
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ 10 ତାରିଖରେ ଅଛି।
ओके ओके, 10 तारीख रो अछि। ओके, मे बी सपोज टू दैट, आई डोंट नो, बट आई हैव टू आस्क क्लियरली फ्रॉम द भुवनेश्वर आरसी that whether the Saturday class will be going to be happen or not. Accordingly, you will get response. I think so. Uh, So, before concluding the sessions, I think four participants I can see here: Binoy, Nipsita, Nandini, Josarani. So, may I ask the questions to you that what people actually you are doing now? Actually, I means in the course of the academic year journey, what you people are doing actually? I mean, in what courses you have completed before taking admission this MA education, or what were your present situation, as whether you people have joined any suppose the profession, or you people have any face just questions I am asking. तो मैंने कौन करूछ एबे बा कौन पाठ माने कौन कोर्स करी के आसी कि माने एठी एमए इन एजुकेशन रे एडमिशन देछ एटा हम पचारि जाउछ माने बैकग्राउंड यदि मु पचारिबी ताले को कोर्स करी के आछो।
सर मोर ग्रेजुएशन देन मो एटी इग्नोर रे पीजी करूछी।
ओके, ग्रेजुएशन फ्रॉम वेयर?
मंगला कॉलेज काकरपुर।
Okay, okay, in which subject you have completed?
एजुकेशन।
Okay, okay, okay. Then now you are taken admission in MA, and parallelly any other courses you are pursuing?
नो
Okay, okay. Then what about the Josna Rani?
सर ग्रेजुएशन ପରେ
Okay, graduation in which subject? Education.
एजुकेशन
Okay, which colleges you have passed out?
सिद्धेश्वर कॉलेज अमरदार
Okay, okay, okay. And what about, okay, thank you, Lipsit and Josna Rani. What about the Binoy and Nandini? Are you there?
Sir, ମୁଁ plus 3 କରୁଛି।
Yes, yes, yes.
+3
Bin-
ग्रेजुएशन रे
Binoy plus 3 को Binoy कोठी करछो plus 3 तमे?
महिमा डिग्री कॉलेज।
Okay, okay, okay. Mohima degree college. Okay. And Nandini?
Sir, ମୁଁ ବି ମହିମା ଡିଗ୍ରୀ କଲେଜରେ plus 3 କରିଛି।
Okay, okay. तो एबे ना Binoy and Nandini ଆଉ କିଛି କୋର୍ସ କିଛି parallelly କରୁଛ କି MN education ସାଥିରେ?
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ଯାଉଛି।
Yes, yes, yes. Nandini, 1 second, just tell your answer.
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ସେ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ରାଇଭେଟ ହିସାବରେ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ଯାଉଛି।
Okay, okay, okay. ଆଉ ବିନୟର କଣ ଖବର?
सर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन चलଛି।
Okay, competitive exam. Okay. ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ପଢଉଲି ଗତକାଲି ବା ଆଜି ଯେଟା ମୁଁ ପଢଉଛି, ତ ମାନେ କିଛି ଜାଣି ପାରୁଛ, ବୁଝି ପାରୁଛ, ନା କିଛି ଅବୁଝା ରହିଯାଉଛି କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ?
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ବୁଝି ହଉଛି।
ଓକେ, ମୋ କଥାଟା ହଉଛି ଯେ ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଢଉଛି, ଯେତେବେଳେ MES-103 ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେशन ସାଇକୋସୋସିଓଲୋଜିକାଲ field in this context, so pupils you have to be gone through the content actually ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ପଢଉଛି। Are you getting my point? The point
ୟେସ୍
is
ସାର୍।
that ମୁଁ ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ପଢଉଛି ଏବେ ମାନେ ଗତକାଲି ଏବଂ ଆଜି ବ୍ଲକ୍ 3 and 4 ଯୋଉଟା ଆଜି 3 ବୋଧେ ମୁଁ ଗତକାଲି ଏବଂ ଆଜି ପଢେଇଛି, ତ ସେଟା ଟିକେ ଦେଖି ଦେଇଥାଅ, କାହିଁକି ନା ମୁଁ ପଢେଇବା ସମୟ ଯଦି ତମେ ଦେଖିଦବ, ତାହେଲେ ଆଇ ଥିଙ୍କ ସୋ ତମର ପରୀକ୍ଷା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ହয়তো ମେ ବି ସେତେଟା ଆଉ ମାନେ କ୍ୟୁରିୟସ୍ କିମ୍ବା କିଛି ଭାବିବାର ନଥିବ ଯେ ସାର୍ କଣ ପଢେଇଥିଲେ ଆଉ ଏବେ ମୁଁ କଣ ପଢିବାକୁ ଯିବି। तो जदि तुम पाखर टाइम जदि तुम सेव करके तुम घंटे 2 घंटा डेडिकेटली टिके तुम सिलेबस काढ़ी तुम कोर्स मटेरियल्स काढ़ी देखीदब सार कौन कौन पढ़ाऊँ MES 103 रु ब्लॉक 3 रु हायर एजुकेशन टू सोशल साइकोलॉजिकल फील्ड रे पढ़ाई गतकाली आज ताहले तुम बेटरली लिंक करि परिबो एवं मोर पढ़ाइबा भितर कोनटा कोन बेटरली लिंक करि परिबा आमे जे आमे कोन पढ़ुचे बा एवं कोनटा अछि आ भितर एई कोर्स कंटेंट भितर बुझा पड़ुछि मु कोन कहया चाहूछि
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
okay so this is all about our today's discussions so next class जब हबो निश्चित we will again meet to all of you so bye bye good night to all of you so we will look forward to see you in the next class
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
Thank you, sir.
okay you may leave you may leave the classes it's time to conclude the class you may leave you may left the class
Yes, sir.
yes Dosarani Ipsita Binoy left the class Google Meet